Some of you are going to be pissed off about this one. Stay tuned to find out why. Get those wonderful toys. Alright, so in the house today we have PCS Collectibles Poison from the Street Fighter series. Now, as I mentioned before, you may be a little bit pissed off about this statue. Reason being, in case you don't know, this can be considered a re-release. And I know a lot of collectors absolutely hate that. They despise that. They feel that whenever there's a re-release of a figure or a statue, that just devalues the one that they have right now. Personally, I don't care about any of that. As you know, I don't sell any of my statues, so whatever value that they hold, it really doesn't matter to me because they will always stay here in my collection. Now, quick background notes about Poison here. When she was initially released, she was released not only with the regular version, but an exclusive version. It was basically a smiling portrait and a regular portrait. This does not have that. It only has one portrait. In addition to that, the initial run had a very limited series of Roxy. Now, Roxy is basically the exact same statue. Only difference that I noticed was that she had orange hair, and instead of this kind of whip, whatever you want to call it in her hand, she was holding kind of like a short bat, a baton, something like that. That was a variant to this statue, but like I said, it was a very small, limited run. Now, in regards to this Poison statue, Sideshow had initially paired her up with Hugo. So if you missed out on the initial Poison statue or the Roxy statue, the first versions, the original runs, the only way to get this one, if you wanted it, was to buy the pair, which was her and Hugo. In case you don't know, she is actually the manager to Hugo in the Street Fighter series. Now, I can only speculate on the marketing strategy. I feel that Hugo by himself would not have sold well. So they decided to pair him up with Poison here in order to get more interest and more sales for the pair. Now, a lot of people want Poison, but in order to get her at this time, you'd have to go second market, which is a ridiculous amount of money. So I feel they just took advantage of that desire for this statue by pairing her up with Hugo. So yes, if you wanted her, unfortunately, you were going to have to buy the set. I myself was seriously considering doing that, but I just felt it wasn't justifiable to purchase both statues just to have this one statue. And I believe that a lot of people felt the exact same way I did, because after a few months, they decided to release Poison here by herself, along with Hugo by himself. So you no longer had to get the pair, but I'm pretty sure that pissed off the people who placed that pre-order for the pair initially. But again, I'm only theorizing about all of this, but if you look on Sideshow's website as of this day, Poison here is waitlisted, Hugo is still available, and the set is still available. So that raises the question, do you feel companies should do re-releases of statues that are in high demand? Let me know what you think. But enough of that, let's get to the review. Alright, so the base here, nothing really to explain about this base. It's just a simple round black base, does its job, no thrills and fills, that's it. Now, in the original Poison, the base was not a circular base, it was actually an oval shape. So that's the only difference with the base as far as I'm aware between the two. Now let's talk a little bit about the anatomy, the body here. Now, as far as my recollection goes, I believe Poison made her video game debut in Final Fight. Now, in that game, she was not as thick and curvy as she is right here. So I believe that's just an adaptation of modern times, which I absolutely love because, let's face it guys, a lot of statue company nowadays are kind of backing away from giving females that sexy look that we have grown to love them for. But as you can obviously see here, Poison here is not thin at all. She's not overly muscular, but you can see some definition in her abs there, okay, as you can see. And she does have a toned body, so her stance and her pose here is very seductive, very sexy, and it complements her very well. And from all the Street Fighter female characters, Poison here is definitely classified as the one who is that feminine, attractive, seductress type. One of the differences that I have noticed from the previous Poison statue compared to this one, and I could be completely wrong, but the paint on her skin. I haven't seen the original one in person, but from pictures what I've noticed is that the skin tone is just that one skin tone. This one actually seems that they've actually put a little bit more detail in her skin tone here. A little bit of blotches of, you know, imperfections in the skin versus making her just look like a plastic Barbie doll, I guess if you want to say. So yes, there are small little speckles, you know, of detail in the skin tone, everywhere from her legs, her stomach, her chest right here. Even in her face, you know, we see this kind of speckles of different skin tones, different dots. I'm guessing to make it more of a realistic kind of look, even though obviously There's nothing realistic about her. Completely animated and over-exaggerated, but still looks good. But sticking with the paint, I love the application of the different colors and the color palette. You know, throughout the statue, we do have some different shades and colors, and also some flats. I've already mentioned her skin tone, so we won't review that again, but let's start from the bottom up. Now, even though it's a very small part of the statue, those red glossy heels really pop out at you, because there's not too many other glossy parts of the statue and absolutely no other reds in the statue. So yeah, that alone is gonna make this pop out and stand out. Moving up to her jean shorts here, what I really love is that, yes, they're open from the front, and they did add that detail where it's not just part of the scope, but it's actually coming out. So we see right here, her jean shorts are unbuttoned up top and they're flapping open. And yes, they did put a lot of detail. So we do see the loops were right here, the belt or the chain from one loop behind her to one of the loops right here in front of her. And that chain is the only thing that's mixed media. Okay, it's loose right here, as you can see. And the handcuffs here that are hanging. Very delicate, very fragile, so just pay special attention when handling the statue. Now there's different textures here, and the jean shorts actually, yes, they actually look like legitimate jean shorts. We also have some different colors, some weathering, even that effect where the bottom of the shorts are cut or torn, ripped. We do have that effect here, which is that additional attention to detail. So even though the jean shorts are a very, very small part of the statue, pretty much are Daisy Dukes. And I mean, they went all out and they went and put on all that detail, makes them look more legit, more real, and I gotta give credit for that. Small little details about her arms here. She does have these little bracelets. So one silver bracelet right here, you know, just one color, no thrills and fills. Other right here, she's wearing, I guess, somewhat of a feminine gauntlet here on her other arm. Highly detailed, but we do see there's straps in there, and they are small little buckles, but it appears to be just 2 shades of brown, and that's all that it is. She has an armband right here, completely solid black with a piece of silver on top of it. Again, looks all completely 2 solid colors, black and silver, no additional shadings, but we do see the buckle within that strap. So again, just more attention to detail. One of the biggest differences with the original statue versus the new one here is that this halter top, crop top, wife beater top, this one is sculpted, okay? The original one was mixed media. So yes, you can make her topless if you really wanted to, but that's not really my deal, which is why I don't mind why this halter top, crop top, wife beater, whatever you want to call it, is actually sculpted. My only complaint about it is that it's just one solid color, one white, and it just has a flat appearance to it. No texture in it, which is kind of disappointing with me because they did put the texture right here in her Daisy Dukes. I wish they would have put maybe like that cotton pattern, that, you know, like that wife beater pattern, but it's not a deal breaker for me. It still looks good. And of course, she's holding her signature weapon here. Not really sure what you call it, kind of a dominatrix whip, but it's not a whip. I don't really know what this thing is called. But yes, Poison's signature weapon throughout the game is definitely this whip. And to give that suggestion of dominatrix here, she is wearing this hat, which is the hat. I don't really know the name of the style of the hat here. It is a blue color with black right here. And the chain right here is mixed media as well. You can move it, adjust it however you want. Mine was a little bit off center, but I was able to adjust it. Again, this thing does move around, so feel free to play with it however you want, but definitely be careful because it appears to also be very, very fragile. Now, another big difference between the original statue and this one here is that it did come with an exclusive, which was a regular portrait and a smiling portrait. Okay, obviously in this one, we don't get an extra portrait. But one difference with the original statue was the hat actually came off and the face was kind of a weird configuration where it was the back of her hair here, but you snapped on a face plate and then you cap it with the cap, the hat. It was kind of weird. Just to let you know, this whole thing, the hat, the face sculpture, all of the hair, it's all one piece. And I'm highly satisfied with the portrait they have on Poison here. We have that smirking smiley face, which complements the character. Can't really tell if she's just happy because she's just enjoying life, or because she's in the middle of battle, or she's gonna begin a battle, but she's smiling. You know, it's kind of a mischievous kind of smile too, which is what I love, because you can't really tell what is on her mind based on the smile alone. The details with her portrait here, absolutely lovely. She has her blue eyes, eyeliner, her eyebrows painted in. The lipstick here looks like a hot pink. So another attention to detail that I completely forgot was her fingertips, or actually her fingernails. Yes, girl has to be cute, has to be sexy, but she can't complete that look without having a pedicure. Fingertips, the fingernails are painted pink, and yes, they are glossy pink, which complement her her hair, her lipstick, and the baton she's holding, or she's wielding, I should say. Finishing off with the portrait, I feel that that portrait captures a sexy and cute look at the same time, which in my opinion, I've mentioned this before, that is a very, very difficult look to capture in any statue, but I think they captured it with this one as far as the portrait goes. Overall, she looks hella hot, hella sexy, but the portrait is kind of cute and sexy at the same time. So I gotta give credit and thumbs up for that one. Now finishing off with the hair, which I believe is the best part of this statue. Look at that gorgeous, luscious, flowing mane. I got long hair myself, and I'd say if I could style my hair to look like this, yeah, I would definitely do it. So the best way as far as the sculpt goes, the design of her hair, think about it as Super Saiyan 3 with pink hair, or Madara Uchiha with pink hair. You know, that definitely a lot of layers, a lot of texture. You know, we have the flips going out, the spiky hair, which looks awesome, and it's throughout the head all the way to the bottom of the statue. We can see there's different layers here. There's the bottom layer with the longest lengths, shorter lengths, the very top of her head right here with all her hairs, the hair flipping out. Just looks immaculate. Love it. Love how that looks, and it definitely complements the statue overall. This isn't really a complaint, but more of a worry. Obviously, from previous statues that I have owned, when a statue, especially with the hair, has a lot of layers and spikes and whatever, just like Poison here, one thing I'm always worried about is one of those tips chipping off. It's happened before with statues I've owned, guys, and believe me, I don't notice it to God knows how long later. Yeah, I could probably repair it, but by that time, I didn't even notice that it was broken, and I have no idea where a very small little chip of hair is gone. So that's not really a complaint, it's just a worry for me. But yes, as you can see, her mane is completely fine, it's flowing, functional, and complements the hell out of her. So PCS, great job. So that's my review on Poison here. Overall, I think she's an awesome statue. I don't see any flaws in her. Simple base, simple pose, and a statue that definitely embodies the character in all aspects 100%. But let me know what you guys think about this statue here. Leave your comments down below. And as always, collect what makes you happy.